Krishna, सभी भक्तों का मेरा आदरपूर्वक प्रणाम. So we'll start this small prayer.
Lakshmi Mataji, can you please stop the screen sharing?
ओम अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. I welcome you all again for this small Japa talk. So today's topic for discussion in the Japa, I thought would be like breaking the shackles of dream. So, so whenever we are chanting the holy names of the Lord, one of the important hindrance that we see is our mind, and our mind is actually full of thoughts, full of dreams, and this is the one which actually takes us here and there. And how we can perceive ourselves without the help of mind is very, very difficult. So I was just going through some of the in Bhagavatam, the mood of gopis and how they were observed in the thoughts of Krishna, and what actually Krishna says about them, the gopis in Bhagavatam, 47th chapter, 10th canto. Krishna actually speaks about this. Generally, it is said that the condition of the soul, actually the soul is actually pure in consciousness. So one can actually perceive the soul when their consciousness is actually pure. That means it is observed always in the thoughts of the Krishna. So what do you mean by that? So Krishna very nicely explains. Actually, there is a pastime where in the Bhagavatam, where actually Krishna, after leaving Vrindavan and after killing Kamsa, he will be staying in Mathura. But when he leaves Vrindavan, he would have promised the gopis that he will come back to them. But after some time, like he feels that he had promised the gopis that he will come back, and they will actually be feeling the separation. So he tells Uddhava actually to carry a message to the gopis, and Uddhava actually carries this message of Krishna to gopis. And when Uddhava arrives, like the gopis see Uddhava, and then he looks very similar to Krishna. So, and then initially the gopis will actually say, has Krishna really forgotten us? He is gone to Mathura now. He would be actually, he has forgotten that he is son of Yashoda. He is more of now son of Devaki. And then there are Mathura girls or queens which he is actually attached to. So he has completely forgotten us. So the gopis will be actually saying this to Uddhava, and then Uddhava actually says, no, you gopis are very, very fortunate souls because you always meditate upon Krishna, and I have brought an important message for you from Krishna. And when he says this message, so at that point in one of the verses, actually Krishna talks about the condition of the pure soul. So Krishna says the pure soul is one which is pure in consciousness. And he says that ये आत्मा को तीन तरह से हम परसीव कर सकते हैं. जैसे जैसा निद्र में, पूर्ण रीति से निद्रा में है, और देन स्लीप निद्रा में है, और एंड देन इन wakefulness condition. So this is how the soul can be perceived. And Krishna says that when we actually sleep and we actually awake from our sleep, so we have a dream. And then sometimes when we awake from the sleep, the dream will be so nice that we will actually want to continue that dream. Although we know that it is illusionary, we continue to dream it. And who actually helps us in actually continuing us with the dream? So it is our mind. So the agency called as mind actually meditates on the sense objects which actually we dreamt in the dream. And when the senses, when we meditate on that, slowly the senses will obtain it one day. So these dreams are actually the one actually which is taking away all our thoughts and engaging the senses in the sense objects. And the senses actually slowly obtains it because we meditate on it. Therefore, Krishna says that one should be very, very alert in controlling the mind and bringing the mind in control. So most of the time we'll be thinking when we are meditating, we forget ourselves. Our main purpose is actually to realize ourselves. So realize ourselves means bringing our making our consciousness uh, pure. That means always meditating on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. But we will be engaged in so many thoughts that the dreams actually flow like a river. So we should at that time uh, point out that if I have actually, we have to meditate that the real purpose of me actually chanting the names of the Lord is actually to break this shackles of dream, because these are illusionary and this is the material condition, nature, material nature that is making to me to think like that. So if we know that everything is here is being controlled by Krishna, still we start planning, still we start dreaming, and then we see that we are actually lost in that dream. So when we are chanting, one should completely break all the shackles of dream and know that I should actually try to control my mind. And Krishna also says that the all the purposes of the Vedas and all the purposes of doing austerities, renunciation, sense control, truthfulness, all the purpose is actually to realize ourselves. And this self-realization happens when we attain a pure consciousness. And pure consciousness means always meditating on Krishna. So that's why Krishna says that although the gopis were very dear to Krishna, still he actually left the gopis from of gopis and left Vrindavan. So mainly he wanted to show the intensity of love that they had for Krishna. So and he also says that when one is actually far from the real person to the attached person, like still that intensity will be more. So always when the gopis were doing their activities, even though they had possession of husband, children's, and all other family attachments, still they were not actually attached to all these things, and then they were almost like thinking or meditating on always Krishna. So and their intensity on Krishna every time was increasing. So similarly, somehow or other we have come into this material world, and somehow we have got our attachments to our possessions. So we should actually take examples from the gopis and then learn that we should actually, our real meditation should be actually on Krishna. So when we actually meditate on Krishna, that is our pure consciousness, or that is our constitutional position. So becoming free from these dreams, one can actually realize oneself. So when one can realize oneself, then one can actually meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna, because that is our eternal position, and we are actually the servants of the Lord. So Krishna says this message in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. So let's take this example, what Krishna is saying, and then let's break the shackles of our dream and try to meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. Uh, so I'll stop here in the interest of time. Hare Krishna.